talking about the issues that are important to working people in this country are going to be talking about the need to take on the billionaire class, you would be very mistaken.
People believed Bernie, and he was sincere in what he was saying.
They believed if he got elected, he was going to do these things.
Right.
I was a big, big Bernie person, and Bernie won every single county in West Virginia.
Counties?
Yes.
Every single county went for Bernie, and in Mingo, Hillary came in third place behind somebody named Paul Farrell. I don't even know who that is, okay?
Even though Bernie Sanders won all 55 counties in West Virginia, with Hillary not winning a single county, the West Virginia Democratic Party went to the Democratic National Convention and told this lie to the American people.
West Virginia, how do you cast
Madam
your
Secretary, 19 votes for the next president of the United States, Hillary Rodham Clinton, and 18 votes for Senator Bernie Sanders.
A single lone West Virginian did her best to put her little homemade sign within the camera frame so that the American people would know the truth. The West Virginia Democratic Party decided to alter the results of the West Virginia primary by ignoring the will of the people and adding their own super delegates, i.e., party loyalists, people picked by the party hacks. Just like all the state Democratic parties did.
Indiana,
Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Michigan,
Hillary Clinton.
Montana,
Hillary Clinton.
New Hampshire,
Hillary Clinton.
Rhode Island,
Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Vermont.
Hillary Clinton.
I move that the convention suspend the procedural rules, and I move that Hillary Clinton be selected as the nominee of the Democratic Party for President of the United States.
It was a betrayal.
People were so disgusted with it. People left the Democratic Party. They just exited.
This just tells people to stay home.
I think so.
Don't bother.
Bingo.
Yes.
When the people are continually told that their vote doesn't count, that it doesn't matter, and they end up believing that, the loss of faith in our democracy becomes our death knell. The strong man, the autocrat, only succeeds when a vast swath of the population decides they've seen enough and give up. But as the people of Flint protested, the governor and his spokespeople kept lying about the water.
This is certainly a situation that deserves attention. I do not think that it rises to the level of a statewide emergency.
Why not?
There's just we are here with the resources necessary to address the situation without that declaration.
Anyone who is concerned about lead in the drinking water in Flint can relax. There is no broad problem right now that we've seen with lead in the drinking water in Flint.
Let's get the facts, let's keep working this, and let's remember, water isn't the only source of lead, and so we need to make sure we're encouraging people to look at other places that could create a threat.
I actually started working for the health department November of 2015.
This is April Cook Hawkins. She was asked to participate in the cover-up.
I was the case manager here in Flint, Michigan. All of the results in regards to the blood levels, I inputted those numbers and made sure all of those numbers were correct.
And while doing so, she discovered that the government officials had cooked the books.
My supervisor asked if I would go in and help them out with the numbers and not show certain things. If someone came in and they test high, the health department didn't want that number to be shown.
She began secretly making printouts of the falsified records and was afraid to show them to anyone until she brought them to me.
Is this an actual document that you kept as a piece of evidence?
Yes. The normal number is 3.5, and anything over 3.5 is considered a high lead level. 6, 6, 5, 6, 5, 5, 6, 7, 10, 6, 8, 6, 6, 14.
Not a single number that says 3.5 or lower?
No.
That means every child on this sheet of paper has an elevated level of lead.
Yeah. And I said, so let's just call the parents and retest. And they said, no, we can't do that. Just put them in as a 3.5 then.
And so the parents aren't able to start taking immediate action to help the child that's been lead poisoned?
They think their child is fine.
And they, oh.
My child tested low.
You knew these parents were getting letters that were not telling the truth?
Correct. Just put them in as a 3.5 then.
And you said?
I said, no, I couldn't do it. And that's when things kind of hit the fan for me.
Somebody told somebody to do this, to cover up what the state was really up to.
Yes.
I look at the lifestyles of the kids that's being born into this. You know what they know? They know a bottle of water and a toothbrush and toothpaste is normal.
That's how I brush my teeth in Iraq. I took bottled water showers in Iraq. So I compare how I live now, how I lived in Iraq as far as when it comes to water. I had more water supply in Iraq than I did now.
And we need to not have the highest water bills in the nation, especially since Michigan has 85% of the nation's fresh surface water, 20% of the world. You know, then there's people who have to choose between their water bill or medication, water bill or childcare, water bill or car note, water bill or rent. When you have the highest water rates in the nation and the poorest city in the nation statistically, who has time to protest? You may want to, but you have to feed your family.
What this disaster created is a prison called Flint. No one would move here, which meant no one could leave.
If I was going to describe Flint to someone from out of the state that had never been here, I would let them know that we have a very good
So that is usually the most common question. People say, why don't you just move? Would you buy my house for what I owe on it?
Unfortunately, this water crisis could be almost the final nail in the coffin for Flint.
And then people started dying of Legionnaire's disease.
This outbreak of Legionnaires was one of the highest in the country, and it was directly related to the water crisis.
This is the family of NBA star Flint's own Roy Marble. They lost their mother to Legionnaire's disease, which she contracted from the contaminated water at Flint's hospital.
And I miss her so much. I do. And I wish to this day I would have just taken my mom to Ann Arbor. I wish I would have. I wish I would have. And they knew what was going on. That's the sad part about it. They knew what was going on.
Don't let anybody tell you this is just about water. This is about greed. This is about political corruption.
Get your hand off me.
Don't touch my,
don't touch my wife.
We had a group of protesters
Do you see any weapons?
Medical mortars here.
You know, let's call this what it is. It's not just a water crisis. It's a genocide. It's a racial crisis. Genocide. It's a poverty crisis. That's right.
We need the President of the United States here. We need federal help. We need FEMA. We need the EPA. We need the CDC, and we need the Army Corps of Engineers.
What did you know, and when did you know it?
You're asking 3 questions now.
Okay.
And that goes to your point about being civil. In many respects, you haven't been the most civil about this whole situation. And I'm always happy to answer questions. We stayed here to answer additional questions. And we're trying to be open and transparent.
He had been anything but open and transparent. Thanks to an investigation by the Michigan ACLU, the public learned that the governor's office had covered up the poisoning of Flint for nearly a year and a half.
We've been to homes like Saturday and one today where the windows, there's holes in the windows, and there's little, like, young children. They've got like a little blanket around them, and many of them have fallen on hard times. I saw 2 babies shivering, and I'm bringing them bottled water, and the mother thinks I'm like the second coming. You know what my thought was? You know what my thought was? I thought, that son of a bitch. That's what I thought.
The governor.
To do that to our people.
Right.
He should be charged criminally. Once he was advised by his chief of staff that the water had lead levels above what was acceptable, and he continued the program, didn't bring it to anyone's attention, any of his administrators, in fact, fought it, that makes it an intentional act.
So for every hour after he knew that that water was essentially poisoning these children, it's a criminal act.
I think it's a criminal act.
No terrorist organization has yet to figure out how to poison an entire American city. That took the Republican Party of Michigan and its CEO governor to pull off. I decided to go and make a citizen's arrest.
Here to the governor's office.
Okay, just hold on a minute.
All right.
We'll get something out.
All right. Yeah, no. Hey, how do you do?
Ari Adler, Governor's Director of Communications.
Oh, great. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Sure.
So, well, I'm here to make a citizen's arrest of the governor, and I'm wondering if you could help facilitate that for me.
Okay, no, Governor's not here.
For poisoning the people of Flint.
Well,
Knowingly poisoning the people of Flint.
there were mistakes made. There was a water crisis in Flint. Water quality in Flint is now testing well below any kind of action level at the federal level.
So the water's safe?
Some of the current tests are currently showing that it's actually testing better than bottled water.
Better than bottled water. I actually have a glass of water here from the city of Flint. I brought with me all the way from Flint. If it is great water, would you mind drinking it right now?
I'm not going to just drink a glass of water that I don't know where it came from.
I just told you it came from Flint.
If you'd like information or
You don't.
I can do
You think
advise
this
you
water's
to
still
help you.
poisoned?
I do not think that at all.
Governor Snyder? Hello? Hello? Hi. It's Michael Moore. Are you home? He's not coming out. All right. Let's hose him down.